Open your brokerage account right now and look at your portfolio. If you are like most investors over the age of 40, you probably suffer from something I call ETF collector syndrome. You bought VOO because Warren Buffett said so. You bought QQQ because your neighbor made money on tech. You bought a few dividend funds because you heard you need income. And now you have a messy, overlapping pile of funds and you have no idea what your actual strategy is. Many investors are asking me, what is the absolute best ETF to buy in 2026? But I'm here to tell you that is the wrong question. The right question is, what specific role does this ETF play in my retirement machine? An ETF is just a tool, and you don't build a house with just 5 hammers. You need different tools for different jobs. Today, we are not just doing a random list of top funds. We are building a 5-part wealth machine. I am going to show you the 5 distinct ETF buckets you need to understand, and the exact 5 funds I would study first to fill them in 2026. Stick around until the very end, because once we define these 5 tools, I am going to show you the exact math on how to blend them together based on your specific age, whether you are in your 40s, 50s, or stepping into retirement right now. Let's get to work. Step 1, the foundation. Every machine needs an engine, and for your portfolio, this is your core growth bucket. The goal here is simple: broad, relentless capital appreciation that outpaces inflation over the next 10, 20, or 30 years. For this bucket, the fund I am studying first is the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF, ticker VOO. Look, I know this fund is not a secret. We all know VOO, but there is a reason it is the gold standard. Stay with me in this video, I'm heading somewhere. VOO gives you the 500 largest, most profitable companies in the United States. And here is a huge bonus. Massive private disruptors like SpaceX has finally gone public, and when it eventually enters the index, VOO ensures you automatically own a piece of them without having to lift a finger. But here is the real wealth hack math. Why VOO and not SPY, which tracks the exact same index? It comes down to the expense ratio. SPY charges you 0.09% a year. VOO charges you 0.03%. For every $10,000 you invest in VOO, you are paying Vanguard exactly $3 a year to manage it. If you want to keep it cheaper still, then SPYM is your fund, which charges just 0.02%, slightly cheaper than VOO. Now, over a 20-year compounding period, that tiny difference in fees keeps thousands of dollars of your own money inside your own account. If you are over 40, you face longevity risk. You might live into your 90s. You cannot afford to hide entirely in bonds or cash. VOO is your anchor. But right now, in 2026, the S&P 500 is incredibly top-heavy. It is dominated by just a few massive tech giants. And that lack of diversification brings us directly to our second bucket. Bucket number 2 is dividend growth. You don't just want a fund that pays you a dividend today. You want a fund that increases its payout every single year, so your cash flow beats inflation. For this, we look at the Schwab US Dividend Equity ETF, ticker SCHD. Some people call this fund the Dividend Legend. This fund has a cult following on the internet, but most people don't actually understand how it works under the hood. SCHD tracks the Dow Jones US Dividend 100 Index. It has an expense ratio of just 0.06% and currently yields right around 3.4% to 3.5%. But here's the part nobody tells you. SCHD is not really a dividend fund. It is a strict, ruthless quality filter disguised as a dividend fund. To even get into this ETF, a company must have paid a dividend for 10 consecutive years. Then, Schwab runs them through 4 brutal mathematical screens: cash flow to total debt, return on equity, current yield, and their 5-year dividend growth rate. Only the top 100 companies that survive that gauntlet make it into the fund. What does that mean for you? It means you are buying mature, cash-printing machines. Think companies in healthcare, financials, and consumer staples. It actively strips out the volatile, overpriced tech hype. When the market goes through a severe correction, SCHD acts as your portfolio's shock absorber, all while paying you a growing stream of cash. But what if you don't have 15 years to wait for dividends to grow? What if you are 58 years old, you are retiring soon, and you need high, reliable cash flow right now to pay your mortgage and your light bill? That is bucket number 3, pure income. For this, the fund I am picking, the JP Morgan Equity Premium Income ETF, ticker JEPI. This fund charges a 0.35% expense ratio, but it typically delivers a massive yield of around 7% to 8% paid out to you every single month. How does it generate that much cash without taking insane risks? JEPI uses a covered call strategy. I won't bore you with the complex derivatives math, but in plain English, the fund managers at JP Morgan buy a lower volatility portfolio of S&P 500 stocks. Then, they essentially sell insurance contracts to other investors. They sell the right for someone else to buy those stocks if they go up too high. In exchange for capping their own upside, JP Morgan collects massive cash premiums today, and they pass that cash directly to you. Listen to me carefully on this one. JEPI is not designed to beat the market. If the S&P 500 rockets up 25% this year, JEPI will underperform. But if the market goes sideways or drops slightly, JEPI is going to pay you a massive 7% yield just to sit there and wait. It is the ultimate tool for near retirees who want to sleep well at night.
Now for bucket number 4. We've secured the foundation, the quality, and the income. But if you want to aggressively grow your wealth in the modern economy, you have to acknowledge that AI, cloud computing, and space exploration are the future. You need a tech booster. For this, I'm looking at the Invesco NASDAQ 100 ETF, ticker QQQM. Notice I said QQQ-M with an M at the end, not the standard QQQ. Here is the wealth hack most people miss. Both funds track the exact same index. They hold the exact same stocks in the exact same weights. But the famous QQQ charges a 0.20% expense ratio, while the newer QQQM charges only 0.15%. Invesco built QQQM specifically for buy and hold retail investors like us who just want the cheaper fee. You use this bucket as a satellite position. You bolt this onto your core to give your portfolio aggressive horsepower. And just like VOO, because QQQM tracks the largest non-financial companies on the NASDAQ, a massive company like SpaceX, which has gone public, this fund will capture its explosive growth in a very heavy weighting. Finally, bucket number 5, the defensive quality layer. This is my favorite bucket because it is the one the mainstream media ignores. If you want to protect your wealth, you need to own companies that are completely immune to their competition. The fund for this is the VanEck Morningstar Wide Moat ETF, ticker MOAT. The expense ratio is 0.46%, which is higher than our core funds, but they are doing very heavy lifting for that fee. Warren Buffett famously said he only buys companies with a wide economic moat. That means the company has a structural advantage, like switching costs, network effects, or patents that prevents competitors from stealing their profits for at least the next 20 years. The Moat ETF uses Morningstar's army of analysts to find the 40 to 60 US companies with the widest moats, but they add one crucial rule. They only buy them when the stock is trading below its fair intrinsic value. And unlike the S&P 500, Moat is equally weighted, meaning the smallest company in the fund has the exact same impact as the largest. It is perfectly balanced across healthcare, industrials, and financials. So there is your machine. VOO for the core, SCHD for dividend growth, JEPI for pure income, QQQM for the tech booster, and MOAT for the quality layer. But how do you mix them, and what are the actual numbers? Remember, I am an educator, not your financial advisor, but here is the exact math based on your age. If you're in your 40s, you still have time. You don't need pure income yet. A sample machine might look like 50% in VOO for the heavy lifting, 20% in QQQM for aggressive tech growth, 15% in SCHD to start building that dividend snowball, and 15% in MOAT for quality defense. Your current dividend yield is low, but your compounding engine is massive. If you have $250,000 invested in this exact blend and just let it ride at a historical 9% average growth rate, by the time you hit 65, that account could snowball to over $2.1 million. If you are in your 50s, the game shifts. You want to dial back the wild volatility. You might drop VOO to 40%, lower the tech booster QQQM to just 10%, increase SCHD to 25% for reliable cash flow, keep MOAT at 15%, and introduce JEPI at 10% to start generating that monthly income cushion. You are starting to trade a little bit of aggressive growth for cash flow. On a $500,000 portfolio, this blend generates around $12,000 a year in passive income, which you can use to automatically buy more shares on autopilot while you finish out your working years. And if you are 60 plus stepping into retirement, it is all about capital preservation and yield. You might hold 30% in VOO just to combat long-term inflation. You completely eliminate the tech booster. You keep MOAT at 20% for extreme quality. And you aggressively raise SCHD to 30% and JEPI to 20% to pay your actual bills. Let's run the exact cash flow on that $500,000 portfolio. VOO pays roughly 1.3%. SCHD pays 3.5%. MOAT pays 1.1%. And JEPI delivers about 7.5%. Based on that exact weighting, your portfolio generates a blended yield of roughly 3.16%. That means your portfolio is throwing off $15,800 a year in purely passive dividend cash flow. That is over $1,300 every single month deposited into your checking account. And the best part? You aren't selling a single share to get it. The underlying $500,000 principal remains completely untouched, allowing VOO and MOAT to continue growing in the background to fight off inflation for the rest of your life. If you have $1 million portfolio, double it. That's over $2,600 a month in passive cash.
2026 should not just be the year you look for the best ETF. It should be the year you stop building a portfolio by accident. Understand what you own, check the expense ratios, and understand the specific job each fund has in your machine. If you got value out of this deep dive, hit that like button and subscribe to Real Wealth Hack. Let me know down in the comments, which of these 5 buckets is your portfolio missing right now? I read and respond to every single comment. Stay smart, check the numbers. This is Real Wealth Hack, and I'll see you in the next one.